What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and we're here with the top five submissions of mid 2022 in the UFC, obviously. But yeah, man, it's been a good year for submissions and finishes in general, honestly. Um, and yeah, man, these five are pretty solid. I think honestly, it's hard because it's like there's the uniqueness of the submission, and then there's the impact of the submission and like when he did it and against who, right? So that's what really is always like been my hardest one because like even last year, at my end year, a lot of people got mad, but I gave it to Oliveira over Dustin Poirier because of who he did it to, and it was a standing, rear naked choke. It was cool enough, right? But it is what it is. But yeah, let's get to number five of the top five submissions of mid 2022, and I spoke about him just right now. I had to go with Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. Um, yeah, this fight was insane. It was probably one of the best rounds of the year, honestly. They were going back and forth. Gaethje dropped him twice, and then Oliveira dropped him, and then got on the ground and fucking man, he he choked him the fuck out. He choked him the fuck out. Um, and this fight has been. I kind of feel bad for Gaethje. I'm not gonna lie, man. They have replayed this photo, replayed this moment, and he did talk. Don't get it twisted. He talked a lot, and he said a lot of things he got to live with. So I get it, but yeah, man, it was fucking nuts. And I mean, good on Oliveira for getting the W here. I mean, it was like I guess a title fight for Gaethje, but yeah, it was he won the fight, and now he's gonna be fighting for the undisputed title against probably Islam Makhachev. I think, hopefully, they don't do any of that, but they just do Benny versus Islam because I think that's the fight people still gotta see. But it is what it is. But yeah, it was important for Oliveira to beat Gaethje though, and for the way he beat him, it was just so significant and statement making. He let people know what's up, man. Watch that tongue when you talk about Oliveira, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I had to give Charles number five. At number four, I went with Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Cody Stamann. The guillotine, man, that was a clean guillotine, bro. Cody, he fought really dumb in there. He put a lot of pressure on him, and he got hit with some kicks, and then he shot in for a really bad takedown and got caught, man. It was clean. It was cut. And Saeed looked really good. He looked good to the point where people started considering him like a real legit prospect. And he is a prospect, but I don't think he's the prospect that a lot of people think he is. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. Ronnie Barcelos did beat him, and I mean Douglas Silva de Andrade had excess, but against Cody Stamann, he looked flawless, and it made people really look at him a lot different. Like, wow, this guy's really good. So it was a great submission victory, quick. And yeah, man, he kind of looks like Zabit when I look at him. Sometimes I'm like, he reminds me of him. And Zabit was one of those guys that he was a good offensive wrestler. Couldn't really last on you on top, but he could also get really crazy submissions. Good finisher, good striking, just a well-rounded fighter. So yeah, good on Saeed Nurmagomedov. At number three, and I feel like the most unique submission on this list, I had to go with Lemos versus Andrade standing arm triangle. This was crazy when I first seen it. I didn't believe it. Like, I was watching it and I was like, yo, this makes no fucking sense how she got this in. And then like Lemos was acting all weird, and then she submitted. I was like, no way, like no way she did that. And I don't know if it was just like fucking female MMA and at its best, but man, it was a really good submission. Funny enough, actually, Lemos is fighting this Saturday, so it was fucking insane. But man, you got to give this girl a lot of credit, man. She got a really good choke in, and yeah, man, that was really incredible from Andrade, man. I was in shock, y'all. I was like, yo, like ain't no fucking way she did that. But yeah, at number two, I had to go with Volkov versus Aspinall. Little fucking arm lock, Kimura, Americana, whatever you want to call it. Man, this was impressive. That's the only thing you really can call it. To do that against Volkov, I have never seen Volkov submitted in the UFC. I think that was the first time he's ever been submitted. I'm positive in the UFC. I'm trying to think, but I don't think he's ever been submitted in the UFC. I could be wrong, but I don't think he has. And for Aspinall to do that, man, like it,
it should tell you something. Like, that's why I don't understand why some people are kind of hating on him. But I mean, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I kind of get it because he's from the UK, and I like some people just don't like UK fighters, and I understand that. I feel like I'm not like that. Like, I know some people are so convinced I'm like that, but I'm not. Like, Jack Shore is just fighting Ricky Simone. If Jack Shore was not fighting Ricky Simone, I'd probably be like, oh man, Jack Shore's a really good prospect. He's really good everywhere. Um, but yeah, but back to Aspinall, man. This submission victory should have. It was statement making, bro. Like, it really like put him in that true number one contender class. Like, it really made you look at him a lot different. And it's like, it's hard to not think that, man, this guy's so fucking good. Like, I still think Cyril Gahn beats him, and I've said this before. But man, after that performance, it's like, man, it really proved that he was a cut above the rest. Like, he wasn't no average heavyweight. He's a legit monster. So yeah. And that is number 2. And at number 3, finally, I had to go with. It breaks my heart. Yuri Prochazka versus Glover Teixeira. Just a rear naked choke. No hooks into. Um, the reason why I say this was submission of the year, or not submission of the year, my bad. Submission of mid 2022, and it might end up being submission of the year actually when I think about it. Just because the impact. He did it over someone that has never been submitted. Over what? 30 goddamn fucking fights or something? 30 or 40 fights that Glover's been in, right? Over how many years of competing in MMA? Yuri Prochazka, the stand-up guy, the striker, the knockout artist, is the one to submit Glover Teixeira. It was crazy. The fight was crazy. Heartbreaking near the end, like legitimate heartbreak. Like I was like, oh my, like I couldn't like, like it was hard. I, man, I remember that night, man. I remember I was like, fuck, I just want to do my recap and I want to just go home. Even though I was already home, I was like, man, I want to run somewhere. I want to hide in a corner and not talk to nobody. But yeah, that one hurt, man. That one hurt. But man, it was impressive. And like I said, I gotta give Yuri his credit. He got it done. Respect to him. And yeah, like I'll give him one thing, man. He's just been super unpredictable the way he's been winning all of his fucking fights, and yeah. I mean, he's starting to build up a big legend about himself. So good on Yuri for getting the W, by submission, and yeah, I gave it to Yuri Prochazka for submission of the year, even though it pains me. But it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, follow me on my Twitter. And my Instagram. The links will be down below in the description box. Love y'all and goodbye. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. And I'm out of here, y'all.